Hello and welcome everyone to IT Pro Guide. Mohammed Nias with you. This video is to give you an introduction to Amazon Web Services and cloud computing, and we also gonna give a demonstration on how to create a free trial account with Amazon Web Services and how to implement your first instance in AWS. In a cloud computing, resources like network, storage, servers, software, databases which needed for the application functionality which are available on demand, and these on demand resources are delivered over the internet. Now you might be thinking, hey, that is good. If things are delivered over the internet, then I don't need an on-premises data center which absorbs most of our team's effort. But at the same time, you may have many questions about security, cost, performance. We're going to address all it. Let us start from Amazon Web Services. Now you know what is a cloud computing. Cloud computing means storing and accessing resources over the internet. And Amazon Web Service is a platform that offers flexible, reliable, scalable, and easy to use and a cost effective cloud computing solutions. Some of the main services offered by AWS Cloud is compute, storage, and database, network and content delivery, management tools, security and identity, messaging solutions. And these categories are further divided into different type based upon the application of the resources. For example, a storage which can be used as a backup device, and also at the same time it can be used to carry hot data. So based upon the purpose of the application, there are different type of resources available with a pay-as-you-go pricing model. Let us understand different type of cloud models available. In on-premises, if you want to deploy an application, you need to start from power, cooling till to the application. It is your responsibility. You are the one gonna manage it. But in cloud, there are different way. It is a shared management or it is a shared responsibility. Some portions are managed by the cloud provider and some portions are managed by the subscriber. And there are different models. For example, in infrastructure as a service, until hypervisor is managed by the cloud provider, and the cloud provider gonna give you a virtual machine and you install your application on top of it. You manage the data, you open the port. In a platform as a service, it's an example SQL database as a service. In that case, you don't see the operating system until the operating system is managed by the cloud provider. Only you manage the data inside the SQL database. Only you manage the SQL database services. You don't have any control on the power, cooling, cabling, rack, hypervisor, virtual machine or operating system. It is a responsibility comes under the cloud provider. When it comes to software as a service, web-based email is an example. For example, Gmail. In Gmail, you don't manage anything. You just use the service. That is called as software as a service. Office 365 is an example for software as a service. Now move on to the different deployment models available in cloud. Private, hybrid, community and public. These are the common terms that you might have heard when you start learning cloud computing. So a private cloud consists of computing resources used only for one business or for one organization. You can call your data center as your private cloud, which brings you more flexibility. Security and scalability is depends upon how you designed it. Then hybrid cloud, which is the best and most adopted method of deployment, because hybrid cloud combines the on-premises infrastructure advantages and also the public cloud advantages. It's a combination of on-premises and data center or private cloud and public cloud. So this helps you to keep your sensitive assets in your organization data center. At the same time, for cost effectiveness, you can scale to the public cloud for extra computing power whenever you need. So this brings more control, more flexibility and easy of use and also cost effectiveness. Then public cloud is what we are discussing. It is like AWS and Microsoft Azure are the examples of public cloud. So the resources are owned and operated by a third party cloud provider like Microsoft Azure or AWS, and you buy as a service or you buy as an infrastructure or you buy as a platform. So the advantage is you don't need to pay for the upfront cost and also you don't need to involve in the maintenance. The cost is going to be lower and the reliability is very high. Then we have cloud computing, which is like an infrastructure is shared between several organizations from a specific community with common concerns in security compliance. So it can be managed internally or by a third party, or it can be managed by members from the community also. So let us summarize our understanding with this slide. Why cloud? On demand availability of resource. For example, you need 100 terabyte capacity now. In Amazon Web Services, it's a matter of just get it. You can provision it in 1 to 5 minutes. No need to wait for the shipment or connectivity. Then wide network access. If you want to deliver services to different part of the world, it is easy with cloud providers network because they have data centers spread across in different part of the world. Then rapid elasticity. Tomorrow, if you want to spin up 100 virtual machines, it is a matter of minutes in Amazon Web Services or in cloud providers. But at the same time, to do it in your on premises, you need to build a data center and which meets all the requirements in high availability, power, cooling, everything. And after you may be need it for 10 days or 20 days. After these days, what you do with the hardware? So rapid elasticity is one of the advantage when you deal with the cloud. Then measured service. You only need to pay for your use. You don't need to hour provision. You don't need to lower provision. You only need to pay for your use. These are the advantages, and this is the reason that people think about moving their compute or workloads to cloud. Let us create our first AWS account. For that, go to aws.amazon.com and you can see explore free tier option. From there, click to create a free account. I don't have any account so far, so I'm going to create a new account. Once you fill up these details, you have to fill up the contact information also. Then you need to enter your credit card or debit card information. You are not going to charge unless you exceed your free tier limits. Then finally, you need to confirm your identity. For that, in my region, I have to enter my mobile number and confirm with the one-time password received to my mobile. Once your identity has been verified successfully, click continue, and you have 3 different support plan options here: basic, developer, and business. Let's go with the basic plan because this is a demonstration purpose account. Then you can personalize your experience, so select one of your role and your interest. Now the AWS account is ready. Let us go and create our first instance. From the tab on the top of this web page, you can see the solution, pricing, documentation, all the details related to Amazon Web Services. You will get it from here. Let us click on Amazon EC2 where you can run your virtual machine. So click let's get started with Amazon EC2. Now you have to log in with the account that you have created. Once you are successfully authenticated with your Amazon Web Services account, you will be taken to AWS Management Console. You can see many solution options here. We are going to create a virtual machine. For that, click Launch a Virtual Machine with EC2. Now you can see there are many Amazon machine images, and some of the machine images are quoted like free tier eligible. So as this is a free account, some of them are free to use for some hours and some of them are not free to use. You have to pay for it. So for this demonstration purpose, I'm going to use one of the free tier eligible Amazon machine image. So let's select one from the list. So here let's choose Windows Server 2019 base image, and this image have different type. You can see T2 Nano, T2 Micro, and T2 Micro is the only one eligible for the free tier. So this is based upon the compute capacity, based upon the memory, based upon the storage assigned to this virtual machine. There are different type T2 Nano, T2 Micro, T2 Small, T2 Medium, like that. So for this demonstration purpose, let's select the free tier eligible one and click to launch. There are advanced configuration details. I'm skipping all this part. We will explain in the compute session everything related to this. So let's launch this instance because this The aim of this video is to introduce you to Amazon Web Services, how to spin up your first virtual machine. So you have to create a new key pair because the security concern is very important. So they don't share simply the administrative password of your virtual machines. So you have to create a key pair, and one part of the key going to be with you and the other part with Amazon Web Services. So they encrypt the password with their key and send it to you, and you have to decrypt it with the key that you are downloading now. So just click to save it and keep it somewhere safe. Then click to launch instance. Now this will take a few minutes to launch the instance. Click on the view instance button to see the status of instance initialization. You can see the status is initializing and the instance state is running. So when you click to connect and try to get the password, you will get a message that this will take usually 4 to 5 minutes once to spin up your instance. After that initialization time period, you can go and get password by simply right clicking to the instance. So just right click the instance, then you have to give your key pair, the one we downloaded when we create the virtual machine. So go and browse the key here, then decrypt the password. Now you get the password here. So this is one of the safest method to share administrative password, and it is highly recommended to change once you log in with these credentials. Now click to connect, then click on download remote desktop file. As it is a Windows server, I can do a remote desktop to this virtual machine. So now let's try to access this machine with the RDB. Click on connect. Now enter the password that we received after decryption. Click OK. Then click yes. Now you are logged into your new virtual machine that runs in AWS. So once you log in, see it is exactly same as your Windows Server 2019 in on-premises. There is no difference. So this is how to spin up a virtual machine in Amazon Web Services. I'm going to show you how to kill this instance or terminate this instance also. For that, you have to right click on the instance, then go and click on terminate. Now click yes to terminate. So you can read that once you terminate, then there is no way to get back this instance. Click on yes to terminate this one. After you terminate this instance, you will see that the instance still in your console, and sometimes it is confusing that the termination has not completed or what is happening, because running the instance is a matter of money. So when you go through the documentation, you can see that after you terminate an instance, it remains visible in the console for a short while, and then the entry is automatically deleted. So you cannot delete a terminated instance. Sometimes it may frustrating that you see a terminated instance still in your console, and you may be afraid of getting charged for this again and again. So this is the reason, and it will be disappeared after some time. So that is all. Thank you for watching this video. This is just about Amazon Web Service introduction, cloud computing introduction, and how to use your free tier Amazon Web Services to launch your first instance. So in the coming videos, we're going to split this into storage, networking, compute, and other services provided by Amazon Web Services. So in the first video series is going to be about Amazon Web Services networking. So thank you for watching this video. For more videos, subscribe my YouTube channel.